room will now come to order. Mr. Secretary, is there any business we need to discuss?
Having a petting zoo for local students. Madam Chair,
Jackson.
I move that we have a petting zoo for local students.
Second.
As been properly moved and second to have a petting zoo for local students. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Jackson.
I am strongly in favor of this main motion. I think having a petting zoo here in our local area will give us a great opportunity to share agriculture with the rest of the kids. And we're talking maybe kids our age and maybe kids younger. I think it would be a great outreach to the community. Please vote for this main motion.
Madam Chair.
Shayla.
I'm in favor of this motion because here in Girard, yeah, everybody has animals and you each maybe have one animal, but you don't all have all the animals together. So by having a petting zoo, you can get all the animals together in one place and show how great they are. So I urge you to vote in favor of this motion.
Madam Chair.
Morgan.
I'm opposed to this motion. We don't have enough money currently to put on a petting zoo for the entire community. There is no purpose in putting on a petting zoo if it will deplete our entire treasury. Please join me and vote this motion down.
Madam Chair. I rise in opposition to this motion, and here's why. With all the diseases that are here today, I really think we're really doing ourselves an injustice if we put all these people out here with all these animals. Let's vote this motion down.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Pam.
There is not I'm against this motion. There is not a place big enough for us to hold a petting zoo with all the different animals that our members hold. So I urge you to vote down this motion.
Madam Chair.
Shayla.
I am strongly in favor of this motion again because having animals, it can show you that the little kids, that they don't have to be scared of the animals, that they, to know that they're nice and that they're not going to hurt them. So when they get bigger, that they would want to take an animal to the county fair or have it just as a pet. So I urge you to vote in favor of this motion.
Madam
Madam
Chair.
Chair.
Jackson.
I am still in favor of this motion. I think it would be a great outreach for our community. And like previous speaker said, I think there is a great place we can have this there at our fairgrounds that we have here at the county fair. If we have this event sometime before the county fair, it would allow our students in at 4-H who have animals to come out and show as a test before they come out to the county fair. I think this would be a great idea for our community. Please vote for this motion.
Madam Chair.
Morgan.
I'm still against this motion. As Mr. Boltinghouse made an excellent point, there could be diseases with these animals. A case of Ebola has been found in a dog in the U.S., and I think it is a risk that we should not take, exposing our community to Ebola. Join me and vote this motion down.
Madam Chair. I am still opposed to this motion here that we have before us. What happens if we have a liability problem if some little kid happens to get their finger chewed off by some animal that we bring in? We don't need all that extra baggage that goes along with this. It's an easy solution. Vote the motion down.
Madam Chair.
Sam.
There are not enough pins to hold all these animals. There's too many liability reasons, the diseases with the animals, and the money factor. There is just not enough money in our account. So I urge you to vote down this motion.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Boltinghouse.
I call for previous question.
Previous question has been called for. We will now vote.
Point of order.
Is that your point?
This motion requires a second.
Thank you. It has been probably moved in second. We will now proceed to vote on having a petting zoo for local schools. No, I'm sorry. We will now vote. All those in favor, please stand. Thank you. All opposed, please stand. Thank you. With 3 against and 2 in favor, motion failed. We are still discussing having a petting zoo for local students. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Morgan.
I move we amend the main motion to state that we have a petting zoo for local students so long as they are properly tested beforehand for diseases.
Second.
Has been properly second to amend the main motion by saying that we will have a petting zoo for local students after they have been properly tested for diseases. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Jackson.
I'm strongly in favor of this amendment. I think this is a great idea to take care of any problems that we might have with our animals and also to put the parents' minds at ease so that they can know that their children are safe around these animals. Please vote in favor of this amendment.
Madam Chair.
Sam.
I am against this amendment. Disease testing takes a lot of time and money. You have to have transportation to the vet's office, and you have to have the record of papers, which costs money to get from your vet's office. So I urge you to vote down this amendment.
Madam Chair.
Vote.
I am definitely agreeing with the previous speaker here. She's exactly right. It takes time, it takes money, and we don't have all the time to wait on all these testings to come back. Again, we need to vote this amendment down.
Madam Chair.
Shayla.
I'm in favor of this amendment because we have plenty of time before we can do this petting zoo. Because right now it's getting cold, so we had to do it in the spring. So it's giving enough time to get all the paperwork done. And even we could maybe ask the vet if they would maybe want to sponsor having all these animals tested. So I urge you to vote in favor of this motion.
Madam Chair,
Jackson.
I move we lay the motion on the table.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second to lay the motion on the table. We will now proceed to vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
No.
Motion failed. We are still discussing the amendment of having a petting zoo for local students after they've been tested for disease. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Morgan.
I'm still in favor of this amendment. Though it would cost a lot of money to test all of these animals, I don't think anything costs too much for the safety and the peace of mind that we would have knowing that all of these animals would be safe for our students and for our community. Please vote in favor of this amendment.
Madam Chair.
Shayla.
I move that we have a 5-minute recess.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second to have a 5-minute recess. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
No.
Motion failed. We are still discussing the amendment to the main motion of having a petting zoo for local students that have been properly tested for disease. Is there any discussion?
Madam
Madam Chair.
Vote.
I rise to a parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
What type of vote is required on the amendment?
A majority vote is required.
Thank you.
On the motion. Is there any more discussion?
Madam Chair.
Sam.
I'm still against this amendment. With us having to get them all tested, there is a way that they can contract a disease before we even have the petting zoo. So I urge you to vote down this amendment.
Madam Chair.
Jackson.
Finally, again, I am still in favor of this amendment. While a lot of people have brought up some really good points of what may be a problem with this, I still think it would be a good idea, and it would take care of a lot of the problems that we might have and we may encounter. Although we cannot prepare for every single thing bad thing that might happen, we can at least try to do our best to present this to the community. Please vote for this amendment.
Madam Chair.
Sam.
I move that we postpone this definitely till February 1.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second to postpone this to February 1st. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair,
Mr. Wilson.
I really think this would be a great idea. This would give us time to collect our thoughts, see how much it would cost, and really find out if this is a feasible project or not. Let's vote in favor of postponing this definitely.
Is there any more discussion? If not, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
No.
Motion failed. Division has been called for. We will now take a more accurate means of voting. All those in favor, please stand. Thank you. All opposed, please stand. Thank you. Motion lost. We are still discussing the amendment of having a petting zoo for local students that have been properly tested for disease. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Shayla.
I am still greatly in favor of this because, you know, you can get these tested and have them be safe for all of our students. But what happens if we get them tested and they have a disease? Okay, we saved their life knowing that they had a disease and they didn't get tested, but because we had our petting zoo, they had to get them tested, so we saved their life. So I urge you to vote in favor of this motion.
Madam Chair.
Morgan.
I move we fix the time to which to adjourn to 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Second.
It's been properly moved second to fix the time to adjourn at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. We will now proceed to vote. All those in favor, please stand. Thank you. All opposed, please stand. Thank you. With 4 against and 1 in favor, motion failed. We are still discussing the amendment of having a petting zoo for local students that the animals have probably been tested for disease. Is there any more discussion?
Madam Chair.
Morgan.
I continue to be in favor of this motion simply because the possible benefits outweigh the risks. Although the students who own the pets may have already been exposed to the disease, that is nothing compared to exposing the entire community to those diseases. And I don't think any cost should mitigate that risk. Please vote in favor of this amendment.
Is there any more discussion on the amendment? If not, we will now proceed to vote on having a petting zoo for local students after the animals have been tested for disease. All those in favor, please stand. Thank you. All opposed, please stand. Thank you. With 3 against and 2 in favor, motion lost. With 3 for and 2 against, motion passed. Sorry. Alright, so we are now discussing our main motion of having a petting zoo for local students after the animals have been tested for disease. Is there any discussion? If not, we will will now proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye. All opposed say no.
No.
Motion failed.
Madam Chair,
Shayla.
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
It has been properly moved and second to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion passed.